Hello everybody, today we're going to be talking about something pretty serious, so excuse the Roblox gameplay. Ultimately I'm a commentary channel though, so I need something playing in the background. But don't let that distract you. Today we're going to be talking about a video made by Sunny V2 called The Tragic Tale of Gypsy Crusader. But I want to make it very clear, I have no beef whatsoever with the original creator of this video. In fact, one of my friends is a fan of this creator, and I can tell why. In his videos, there's a lot of work put into it, a lot of effort, and a lot of research done as well, so I can respect that. But with this video in particular, I think there's a lot of things that I find concerning, especially because it delves into the world of politics. But the message I want to get across in this video is that narratives are in everything we do as content creators. Even if we try to be unbiased, we're not machines. It's impossible. We're always going to have a bit of a spin. We're always going to have a bit of an angle and a perspective. And that's okay. It's not something that's inherently bad, but sometimes it can be really bad. So I don't necessarily believe that the original creator was trying to make a literal Nazi some kind of sympathetic villain. But I don't want to lie to anybody, and I don't want to lie to the original creator. So I got to tell you the truth. That's exactly what the video did. Just read the comments and you'll know exactly what I mean. And we're going to return to those comments by the end of the video, but I want to first explain some of the problems I have with the video. So first things first, I want to address the thumbnail. So with this alone, you're already setting up a narrative. By putting the text, "I never wanted to do any of this," you're making it seem as though he's being forced to do this or he has to do this. It's for a bigger cause than himself. There's a narrative being set there, and it's going to be a constant theme and problem throughout this entire video. But I want to remind everybody, I don't know if this was being done on purpose. I don't think it was done on purpose. I think this guy is a skillful creator, and there's a certain degree of natural storytelling that comes with making this content and making this content for a long time. But ultimately, intent doesn't matter. What matters more is the outcomes. And with that in mind, let's go ahead and look at the video. Even the introduction I have some problems with, but I'll elaborate after you've seen it.
People think I like this? Do you think I like it? I wish we didn't have to do this.
So right off the bat, one of the first few clips were shown of this guy, who, may I remind you, is a literal Nazi, is him saying, "You think I like this? I don't want to do it," which is pushing this idea that he's being forced to do it or he feels the need to do it, which isn't true. No one needs to be a Nazi.
My life was destroyed from just trying to be a normal journalist.
Yes, the normal journalist who said that Jewish people and black people need to be hung. Normal journalist. Now, I know this is not coming from the mouth of the original creator, but ultimately these are the first few clips that the audience is being introduced to. We are immediately put in the position where we're going to build sympathy for a guy who did what he didn't want to do, and it was just trying to be a normal journalist but got persecuted for it.
It's scary, dude. I have to go. They're going to send me to prison. You know, there's nothing I can do about it.
Oh, you must get an ego boost when you see a meme of yourself. I don't get an ego boost. I don't even really like it. It's weird.
So two things from those last two clips. Number one, in the clip from the prison, we can see a beaten down, disheveled, sad man. And he's scared. I feel as though the audience is being put in a position where we feel sorry for him, where we're supposed to feel bad. Now, in the clip you just saw, where he was saying he doesn't even like the memes, we're once again being sold this idea that he's not doing this out of his own desire. He's doing this because of the greater good or some bigger cause than him. It's like in the hero's journey when the hero refuses the call to adventure.
There's two potential reasons for why an individual might wake up one day with the overwhelming desire to publicly display themselves as the Joker on the internet. They could either be a lighthearted prankster looking to give someone a laugh in exchange for a video reaction, or alternatively, they could be a deeply tormented individual looking for an outlet to spread a message of misery.
The fact that he called Gypsy Crusader's message a message of misery is a good thing. It's a bad message, should be recognized like that. The problem is when you frame the reason why he is the way he is because he's some deeply tormented individual that needs an outlet. In my view, based on my understanding of the story, which I will elaborate and share with you guys later, he's just a piece of shit that hates the brown people around him. He hates people like me. He hates people like my friends. Now, I understand, though, the original creator has a different understanding of the origin story, which we will see and I will address.
Gypsy Crusader used social media to spread a message of hatred towards those who shared differing opinions to him. However, the most interesting part is that Gypsy Crusader wasn't always like this. Initially, he was a fairly moderate political commentator, but if you follow his life over a period of approximately 3 years, you can remarkably observe his life steadily descending into madness one step at a time. What was it that drove Gypsy Crusader to become the person he eventually ended up becoming?
I really don't like this framing that he was just simply spreading hate to people with disagreeing opinions. Politics is very serious. It's not just a collection of opinions. It's life and death for many people, and politics to a white supremacist is trying to kill black and brown people or remove them from your country or something like that. Politics to Gypsy Crusader, as a propagandist and a white supremacist, was spreading that ideology to his viewers. And I would say he's been fairly successful and efficient at that. The creator of the video also tries to push this narrative that Gypsy Crusader was some kind of political moderate back in the day, and that's simply not true, but he doubles down on it.
Journalism. Initially, Paul's approach to politics was conservative, but fairly moderate and nothing even remotely close to extreme. In old clips, Paul is seen walking into the offices of Instagram, demanding to know why certain Republican politicians had been unfairly banned from the platform.
Do you guys want to talk about the what's it called, the banning of Republicans across the internet? You guys don't want to talk about any of that?
Nothing out of the ordinary for any conservative journalist. Other clips display Paul walking into the offices of CNN, calling them out for posting fake news stories.
CNN is fake news. They engage in propaganda.
Certainly provocative, but not exactly dangerous or extreme.
So I'm going to have to hard disagree with you there. It's most definitely extreme. Most conservative journalists are doing nothing like this. This is some weird shit, okay? And number two, is it dangerous? Well, you could make an argument for saying that a guy trained in martial arts who's fucking unhinged and who's accusing you of destroying the First Amendment, you personally, you are Facebook, you could say that's potentially dangerous. And also, I gotta say, respectfully, I do find it funny that the original creator of the video claimed that Gypsy Crusader went into Facebook headquarters because Republican politicians were being banned, when in reality, Republican politicians and Democrat politicians and all politicians had special exemptions when it came to the rules on Facebook. And only this year in June, Facebook announced they're removing those special exemptions way after Gypsy Crusader's video was made. So it wasn't even about actual politicians potentially getting banned off the platform. It was about the nonsense conservative narrative that they're getting banned and censored off social media, when that's not true, but that's for a whole nother discussion, not this one. If you want more proof that this guy was not some kind of moderate back in 2018, here's a video of him from 2018 where he was bragging about smashing someone's face and how fun it was and he's feeling good. Here you go.
I did smash some dude out there. It was pretty. I didn't want to fight with the guy. He just got in my face. So I kind of pushed him away, and it was absolutely insane. It was a good time, and my God, it was crazy, but a lot of fun.
So I can go on and on about the disagreements I have with the original video, but I don't think that would be productive, because at the core of this issue is that me and the original creator of the video have a disagreement on the story that led up to everything. He's been fed one thing, and I've been fed another thing. Now, I would argue what I believe is correct in this situation, and I'll try my best to prove it, and what he's been told is lies, not lies that he made. Once again, this is not a cancellation of the original creator, but I feel as though he's been somewhat misled. So we can look at where our stories come from.
On the 12th of October 2018, a far-right group known as the Proud Boys were hosting a political speech at the Republican Club in New York City. Paul Miller, the independent journalist, was hoping to attend so he could write a story on the event, however was denied entry as he didn't have tickets. However, it wasn't only Paul Miller who had attended the event without tickets. Antifa, a group at the opposite end of the political spectrum who considered themselves to be the arch nemesis of the Proud Boys, had also attended the event with the goal of protesting their actions. After Paul, the at this point independent journalist, had been denied entry, Antifa spotted him walking out of the event assuming he was a member of the Proud Boys and subsequently attacked him under the assumption that he was aligned with the group. As they were coming towards us, I knew they were after us. If Paul Miller had escaped the fight that night without the help of anyone else, it's likely that he would have returned home as nothing more than a bruised and battered independent journalist, but the fight played out in a slightly different way.
Yeah, I gotta keep it real with you. That was not the original story whatsoever, okay? And with all due respect to the original creator, his only source in that story was the fucking clown himself. He's simply recapping the story that's been told a million times. That this was just a normal guy who was forced by society to become the Joker. But I don't believe that for a second. And that's not the case. Frankly, though, it's hard for me to believe a Nazi's story in the first place. But this video I'm going to show you guys right now is the video that I use to form my opinions, because I believe that the story aligns where the original story contradicts. That he was no moderate back in 2018. You can see videos of him bragging about getting into fights and smashing faces. You can see videos of him going into Facebook and CNN and acting like a crazy person. The original story does not align with those videos, but this story does, along with the fact that this guy shows a picture proving that he knew Gypsy Crusader on a personal level, and he dropped names of people who knew Gypsy Crusader on a personal level. So I'm gonna get right into the video. This serves as proof to me about the true story of Gypsy Crusader.
If you're not sure who that guy in the clown makeup is, that's Paul Miller.
I was not expecting to see this guy's face in the news because I actually know him, or more so knew him. If you don't know about this, I suggest you go back and watch that video, but I'm here to tell you why he's a fraud and this is bullshit. First off, he claims that Antifa attacked him because he went to a protest not choosing sides, instead being in the center. And that's not the case at all. During the first Trump election, he was actually very for Bernie until Hillary got chosen as the Democratic leader, but in the middle of that, something changed, and it wasn't this Antifa attack because that was within the last 2 years. He's been extremely right-wing ever since then, starting fights on Facebook and even problems with people in public. Secondly, he says he got attacked. He's actually a very, very well-trained kickboxer. In fact, at a national and professional level. How do I know this? Because I'm a kickboxer as well. In fact, this is me and him in 2013 getting ready to weigh in for the WKA national tournament. He doesn't fight anymore because his coach, Chris Train out of Weapons 9 in New Jersey, actually kicked him out. Lastly, there's this Twitter post that shows him right after he beat up protesters, bragging about it, directly before going to the cops and claiming that he was the victim. I can't believe people are making excuses for him.
So if you need a summary of that guy's story, essentially Paul Miller was not always Gypsy Crusader. He was a Bernie Sanders supporter in the 2016 Democratic primary, but after the primary, according to this story, took an immediate far-right turn. Okay? This was not some gradual thing either. By 2018, as the video is shown, not by this guy, but by the original creator of the video I'm responding to, showed this guy was already repping the MAGA hat and going into CNN and Facebook and screaming about bullshit. This guy made a quick transition to the far right. So quick, by 2018, he was already fighting people on the streets and enjoyed it. He was smiling about it. It was fun to him. And the last point the guy makes is really important, and I think an important point for this video as well, is why are people making excuses for this guy? I mean, the original creator of the video that I'm responding to right now did not say, oh, this guy isn't bad, oh, you should feel sorry for him. But ultimately, that's the effects of his video. Just look at the comment section. First of all, you got the pinned comment by the original creator of the video saying, what do you guys think? Was Gypsy wronged by the system? Or was there a total inability / unwillingness on his part to step away from his own descent into madness? First of all, you can't blame the system for making you a Nazi. I'm sorry, I just gotta be honest with you. A lot of people are poor, a lot of people are depressed, a lot of people have mental issues. It doesn't make them fucking Nazis. Now, that's not me saying we shouldn't help Nazis become better people, but I'm just saying, he is to blame. This isn't like some system thing that made him a Nazi. This is literally the Joker narrative bullshit that society made him this way. Now, there's enough deniable plausibility where he can say, like, I wasn't telling you guys to feel sympathetic for the literal Nazi, but literally, that's one of the options you're proposing in this question. Is it his fault or is it society's fault? Really gonna remove the blame away from a fucking Nazi, dude? That's so weird. And the weird comments continue because the comment section is overwhelmingly, last time I checked, sympathetic to this dude, which once again, for goodness sake, is a literal fucking Nazi, bro. Taking a man's livelihood is akin to killing him. Dave Chappelle, you're really fucking reaching when you're using a black comedian to defend a Nazi which has said black people should be fucking hung, dude. Are you insane, bro? What the fuck? He didn't deserve this very unfortunate series of events. Pretty fucked up what made him be that way. Buddy. You know, I can't shit on this guy so much because he's been fucking lied to by Gypsy Crusader, and Gypsy Crusader's lies were echoed in this fucking video. So honestly, this commenter's not a bad guy, but this is the effects of the video right here, right in front of you. This is what you're doing. You're making a fucking Nazi a sympathetic villain. This is insane, bro. So I'm not gonna read this bullshit. Okay, too long. Did not read. But essentially, it's a quote from Gypsy Crusader where he's being painted as a fucking martyr and as a guy who did this not because he wanted to, but because he was fighting for the bigger picture, bigger than himself. Okay, this is quite literally aligned with the narrative that I pointed out that was being established in the video. It's literally the narrative that Gypsy Crusader himself wanted put out of himself. You're assisting a Nazi in their cause, essentially. This man was just being a journalist, and then he gets turned into the real life fucking Joker. This comment has 14,000 likes, dude. At least of the time that I took the screenshot. But oh my god. These people are misinformed, man. And this video only assisted in that misinformation. It's so frustrating. This comment is perhaps the most frustrating because it aligns perfectly, whether this narrative was purposeful or not, with the narrative of the video. He sees a couple of clips with Gypsy Crusader in prison looking scared, and this guy's out here saying, oh, based on the clips I've seen, he seems like a good guy. He seems like a good guy. He just needs help. He needs to be guided. He doesn't need to be guided. He was the one doing the fucking guiding. He was the fucking propagandist. He was the guy that was trying to lead. However many millions of people have seen his fucking face, he was trying to lead those people into the ideology that would have me killed, okay? So excuse me when I feel less sympathy for that guy. Now, I want to clarify this. I've seen a lot of comments talking about, oh, the ADL. Oh, the ADL locked Gypsy Crusader up in prison. Oh, they made the situation worse. Now, look, buddy, I got my criticisms of the ADL, believe me. But they didn't get Gypsy Crusader locked up. Paul Miller got Gypsy Crusader locked up, okay? Paul Miller, aka Gypsy Crusader, was the guy with the criminal record. The specific thing he got charged for this time around was something he was charged for before. He was not allowed to own that gun that he owned, okay? But he did anyway. He knew the risk he was getting into there, and he got in trouble for it. And his live streams, which were public, which he put out there, were used against him, which made him seem like a threat, which most likely a guy spreading Hitler's ideology, which killed not 6 million Jews, but also 75 million people along with them 6 million Jews. Yeah, I would say that guy owning a gun is probably a threat. So I'm happy he's in prison. I'm just going to be straight up with you. Now, going back to the original video, again, this is not a cancellation attempt, okay? And I don't want to believe that a guy, which my friend is a fan of, is trying to paint a Nazi in a positive light. But again, I'm not going to lie to nobody on this. That's what this video does. That's what it has done. And I feel like I've been generous throughout this video, and I want to be generous right now and assume that this creator is just a natural storyteller and he was just gathering the information that he could find. I don't blame him for not seeing that TikTok, but he was gathering the information that he could find, and it kind of formed a natural story to it. And he's a storyteller. That's what his channel is. But ultimately his channel is telling the stories of internet drama. And this situation is not just internet drama. This situation is politics. This situation is life and death for people. Once again, I ain't trying to cancel the guy, but I think genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, the best thing I could suggest is to delete the video, or at least private it. Keep the views, keep the likes, have that view count on your overall channel number, but the longer this video stays up, the more people are going to watch it and feel sympathy for a literal Nazi. Now, it's well edited, there was work put into it. I understand not wanting to private it, but shit, man, that does harm. That does harm. It puts bad shit in people's heads. It's concerning. And, me, my friends, the many people that I know and don't know, the strangers around me, would be harmed by these kind of people and this ideology. So I just gotta be honest, and I gotta be real. I think that the original creator of this video should either delete or private the video. And yeah, really, that's all I gotta say. This is a serious situation in my view. Fascism and politics ain't no joke. So yeah, that's all I really gotta say, and I appreciate you guys sticking around, and I hope this gets to the original creator, and I hope I've been fairly good faith and fair, and I hope that you take this to consideration.